in love. Oh, my sweet, don't do this to me. Tell me you'll be always with me. Oh, how I love you, honey, hush. Yeah. My heart is singing like a thrush. Yeah, I'm saving my dimes. I hear wedding chimes. My sweet, my lovely honey, hush. Honey, hush.
I never cared much for moonlit skies. I never winked back at fireflies. But now that the stars are in your eyes, I'm beginning to see the light. I never went in for afterglow or candlelight on the mistletoe. But now when you turn the lamp down low, I'm beginning to see the light. Used to ramble through the park, shadow boxing in the dark. Then you came and caused a spark. That's a 4-alarm fire now. I never made love by lantern shine. I never saw rainbows in my wine. Now that your lips are burning mine, I'm beginning to see the
Helen Forrest there with Harry James and the orchestra, and I'm beginning to see the light. Before that we heard Honey Hush. What a great old song that is. We've featured that a few times in our program and certainly stood the test of time. Fats Waller and Sugar Blues was played for us by Clyde McCoy. Time is 23 minutes past 3, 3AK, 18 degrees in Melbourne.
Easy to find in the red, white and blue. A Guardian chemist saves money for you.
Guardian also saves you time with our 24-hour developing and printing service for any brand film. And we'll give you a Guardian replacement film free. Plus, while stocks last, a free pocket photo album with every film processing order. So get your films developed and back the next day. And pick up a free pocket photo album at the film processing experts, your Guardian chemist.
Saving your heart a bit.
There's a Guardian chemist near you in the red, white and blue.
She must have been over 40. Beautiful. And did she have class? But what annoyed me were those dreary glasses. Well, I felt like taking her by the hand and leading her into Coles and Garrett to see the new autumn collection. Oh, she looked 10 years younger. Hey, there she is now. Act cool. Pretend you're not here.
Coles and Garrard, spectacle makers. We'll update your face.
24 minutes past 3 it is on 3AK. It's amazing the amount of people who are sending the messages in today that started listening to me at Shepparton 30 years ago, and all got grey hairs, they tell me. Well, I have too. Ray Lawrence calls me silver tip, so I must admit there's a few grey ones in there. But, oh, gee, it was good days back in the country, of course. We didn't... the broadcasting wasn't like it was now. As the little studio we had up there in those days, we didn't even have a toilet in it, and we had to go over to the park to for the public toilet, which was a great lot of fun. Of course, in those days we had the turntables with the needles and changed the needles, and the old records were 78s, and oh, I could tell you a few stories about those days that'd curl your hair, but suffice to say we had a very, no money, but a great time, and there'll be really wonderful memories for me to look back on. But we certainly had some funny times. Right, let's not be reminiscing. Let's get back to the music in a moment, which we have plenty more to play for you between now and 6. It's 25 past 3, 3AK.
It's here. Video Programs Australia presents International Sports Video, the new concept in hotel and club entertainment for the 80s. The world's top sport, now available to you and your customers in living colour on the big screen. Use it as a draw card for sports clubs and sports fans everywhere. With VFL Big Match replays, world title boxing, the US Masters, Test cricket, golf and many more. With new titles being added every week. Be the first in your area with International Sports Video. Phone now for more information, 267 6300. 267 6300.
İstanbul'a direkt uçacak Airbus 300 uçağımıza hoş geldiniz. Welcome aboard our Airbus 300 non-stop flight to Istanbul.
Istanbul is just one of many cities in Europe served by Lufthansa Airbus flights, and you can link up with the Lufthansa European network at Frankfurt. Just ask your travel agent about Lufthansa flights from Sydney and Melbourne, and fly to Europe with the Europeans. If you like Europe, you'll like Lufthansa.
3AK.
without a pair of horns. It was you, Jezebel, it was you. if ever an angel fell, Jezebel, it was you. Jezebel, it was you. If ever a pair of eyes promised paradise, deceiving me, grieving me, leaving me blue, Jezebel, it was you. If ever the devil's plan was made to torment man, it was you. Jezebel, it was you. 'Twould be better had I never known a lover such as you, forsaking dreams and all for the siren call of your arms. Like a demon, love possessed you, obsessed me constantly. What evil star is mine that my fate's design should be Jezebel? If ever a pair of eyes promised paradise, deceiving me, grieving me, leaving me blue, Jezebel, it was you. If ever the devil's plan was made to torment man, it was you. Night and day, every way, Jezebel, Jezebel, Jezebel.
The wheel of fortune goes spinning around. Will the arrow point my way? Will this be my day? Oh, wheel of fortune, please don't pass me by. Let me know the magic of a kiss and a sigh, while the wheel is spinning, spinning, spinning. I'll not dream of winning fortune or fame, while the wheel is turning, turning, turning. I'll be yearning, yearning for love's precious flame. Oh, wheel of fortune, I'm hoping somehow, if you'll ever smile on me, please let it be now, while the wheel is spinning, spinning.
the Wheel of Fortune, and I suppose a lot of folk will be hoping that the old Wheel of Fortune will shine on them tonight with the big Tats Lotto. I think I read somewhere in the paper that it could be worth nearly $3 million tonight. So maybe someone listening in this afternoon will have those elusive 6 numbers. And a huge amount of money being poured into it, $10 million or something, I think it said, with $2 million going to the government. So that'll be good. We might be able to get more services from the hospitals and things like that, I suppose. I think that's where all the profits from it are supposed to go, aren't they? I'm not quite sure where the huge profits go from these things, but we hope they go to the right place anyway. K-Star, the Wheel of Fortune, and I hope your fortune smiles upon you tonight. There's only one person I hope gets the 6 numbers before you. Before that, we heard Frankie Lane with Jezebel and Britannia Rag, played by Winifred Atwell. 25 minutes to 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, nominations for the Best Picture are Tess, Raging Bull, Coal Miner's Daughter, Elephant Man, and Ordinary People. And the Academy Award for this year's Best Picture goes to
3AK and CompuColor, the video professionals, in conjunction with Hoyt's Theatres, invite you to predict the winner of this year's Academy Award for Best Film. If your prediction is correct, you could be the winner of your own private champagne showing, or share with 20 of your closest friends a special screening at the Hoyt's Theaterette of Hollywood's latest adventure classic, The Raising of the Titanic. Send your prediction along now with your name and address on the back of an envelope to 3AK Academy Award Competition. Post Office Box 310 Richmond 3121. Entries close first mail Tuesday, March 31st. Remember, the nominees are Tess, Raging Bull, Coal Miner's Daughter, Elephant Man, and Ordinary People.
It's 23 minutes to 4, 3AK, Melbourne's temperature 17 degrees.
Gas is still the big hit, and this is your last chance to score and save money.
Prices on gas cookers, heaters and hot water units have really been hit for 6.
The values are incredible. All the top makes are available at great low prices.
Gas cookers, heaters and hot water units, the range is enormous. Now at your nearest gas and fuel showroom.
But hurry, the offer closes on Saturday, March 28.
Gas is the big hit. But hurry, it's your last chance to save at gas and fuel showrooms now.
What happens when Cary Grant and Tony Curtis try to win the war in a pink submarine?
Can this boat go down like a rock, sir?
Especially with a crew of shipwrecked nurses.
Women.
Did you do anything wrong?
Able-bodied seamen.
Me and the major was just taking some measurements, sir.
And a rather unusual cargo.
Put it on the pig.
Well, they call it Operation Petticoat. And it's a story that will have you wondering how we won the war. Operation Petticoat, tonight at 7:30 on Channel 10. The Movie People.
They're looking good to me.
You're enjoying your weekend with the beautiful music of 3AK.
stars when to shine. Each time we touch, I can't control the dreams that start. The world outside will never know how much you mean to my heart.
Everything. You know you can't just rush into that old black magic. That old black magic has me in its spell. That old black magic that you weave so well. I see fingers running down my spine. Same old witchcraft when those eyes meet mine. Same old tingle that I feel inside. Then the elevator starts to ride. Down, down I go. All around I go like a leaf caught in the tide. I should stay away, but what can I do? I hear that name, and I'm aflame with such a burning desire. Why, only that kiss, kiss, kiss, kiss, kiss, kiss can put out the fire. Say you're the lover that I've been waiting for, the maze that fate had me created for. And every time your lips meet mine, darling, down, down I go. All around I go in a spin. Ooh, how I love the spin that I'm in. Under that old black magic called love. I should stay away, but tell me what can I do? I hear that name, and I'm aflame with such a burning desire. Why, only that kiss, kiss, kiss, kiss, kiss, kiss can put out the fire. Say you're the lover that I've been waiting for, the maid that fate had me created for. And every time your lips meet mine, darling, down, down, down I go. All around I go in a spin. Ooh, how I love spin that I'm in. Under that old black magic called love. Ooh-wee, under that old black magic called love.
Sing this song, man. Sing this
Under that
song.
old black magic called love. Under that old
Just how much of this you really think we can stand?
We under that old black magic.
Well, let's put out the lights and call the law.
Under that old black magic called love. Under that old.
Somebody come get me before I do something real bad.
Under that old black magic
Billy Daniels, Mr. Magic there, and his great recording of that old black magic. Before that, we heard The World Outside, based on Richard Addinsell's Warsaw Concerto from the Four Aces, and A String of Pearls was played for us by Benny Goodman and his orchestra. 12 minutes to 4, 3AK.
A beautiful way to spend the evening is at the Melbourne Military Tattoo. It's now on at the MCG. This magnificent 1981 performance is the best ever. Massed bands, pipes and drums. The Queen's Own Highlanders and the Gurkhas flown in from Hong Kong. Victoria's crack marching girl teams and the United States Marines from Washington with their tremendous big band performance. Closes this weekend, so hurry for the Melbourne Military Tattoo. Good seats are available from 7 p.m. at the MCG gate tonight and Sunday.
Everybody's doing it, doing it, doing it.
Yes, they're painting with Rotocoda rollers, Australia's #1 paint roller for more than 20 years. Rotocoda paint rollers paint inside or out. Wherever you've a mind to paint, you'll find no better helpmate than Rotocoda for easier and better painting. And Rotocoda quality means your roller lasts job after job. Look for Rotocoda paint rollers where you buy your paint. Don't go past them. Rotocoda, #1 in paint rollers for more than 20 years.
And now at 11 minutes to 4, here's the restaurant review for this week with Bill Howie.
Maybe I should start off by falling back on the old cliche, never judge a book by its cover, which is very much the case with La Madrague. For a start, it's situated in Buckhurst Street, South Melbourne, a street not noted for its natural beauty, being mainly factories and warehouses. And the building itself, which houses La Madrague, is far from distinguished. But then, when you get inside, a different story. The interior of the two-storey home has been converted through the use of archways and natural brick walls into a comfortable, slightly cluttered restaurant with a pleasantly relaxed atmosphere. And what's more important, the food is a treat. Now let's have a look at what we had. Firstly, I started with a tomato salad. 3 tomatoes sliced and covered in a delightful vinaigrette sauce that had had the dickens beaten out of it, so that it had the consistency of light cream. Equally presentable was the seafood in a vinaigrette-based saffron sauce. Incidentally, all the way through, presentation was top class. Now, for main courses, my colleague played it safe with a very reliable coq au vin, whilst I went for tripe niçoise. Now, tripe is not everyone's cup of tea. To think where it came from and what it looks like in its raw, natural state does nothing for one's appetite. Also, it is fairly tasteless, so the sauce was doubly welcome over the very thin strips of tripe, which is hard to say, thin strips of tripe on the plate, cut so that it looked almost like squid. The sauce niçoise, so named for it originated in Nice, where the owners of the restaurant also came from, is based around tomatoes, garlic and olive oil. And as with most French provincial restaurants in La Belle France, there was a healthy serving of pommes frites chips. The food, by the way, is basically French provincial, with a leaning towards the lightness and freshness of Nouvelle cuisine. For desserts, crêpes françaises, thin crepes filled with custard, dried fruits and a goodly dose of rum, and raspberry tart, which was marvellous with super pastry. It really was a good meal. The wines being a 76 Richard Hamilton Cabernet Sauvignon, with enough tannin to make the old lips pucker, and an interesting sort of mulberry flavour, and a 1980 Taylor's Rhine Riesling, very grapey, nice balance of acid. Taylors are out to boost their whites now that the reds have been so well acclaimed, and this is a good one. The wines, $4.49 and $4.31 respectively. The food, for two, $33.15. La Madrague, 171 Buckhurst Street, South Melbourne. They are a BYO, they take the major credit cards, and I gave them 4 stars for excellent. This is Bill Howie.
Thank you, Bill. Very fond of tripe as our Bill. 8 minutes to 4.
3AK. with the sun and the rain, or its lovely promise won't come true. To each his own, to each his own, and my own is you. What good is a song if the words just don't belong, and a dream must be a dream for two? No good alone, to each his own. For me, there's you. If a flame is to grow, there must be a glow to open each door. There's a key. I need you, I know. I can't let you go. Your touch means too much to me. Two lips must insist on two more to be kissed, or they'll never know what love can do. To each his own, I've found my own, one and only you. If a flame is to grow, there must be a glow to open each door. There's a key. I need you, I know. I can't let you go. Your touch means too much to me. Two lips must insist on two more to be kissed, or they'll never know what love can do. To each his own, I've found my own, one and only.
He can turn the tides and calm the angry sea. He alone decides who writes a symphony. He lights every star that makes our darkness bright. Watch all through each long and lonely night. He still finds the time to hear a child's first prayer. Saint or sinner calls, and always find him there. Makes him sad to see the way we live. He'll always say, I forgive. He can grant a wish or make a dream come true. He can paint the clouds and turn the gray to blue. He alone knows where to find the rainbow's end. He alone can see what lies beyond the bend. He can touch a tree and turn the leaves to gold. He knows knows every lie that you and I have told. Though it makes it sad to see the way we live, he'll always say, he'll always say,
Al Hibbler, great song called He. And before that we heard the Platters, To Each His Own. 2.5 minutes to 4, 3AK.
A man and a woman meet by chance at a snowbound airport. She's happily married with a teenage son. He's divorced and fancy-free. The storm ends and their relationship begins. Lee Remick and George Papard star in the romantic drama Torn Between Two Lovers on Channel 7 tomorrow night. Will she choose the security of her marriage or the excitement of her new love? Lee Remick gives the answer in Torn Between Two Lovers on Channel 7 at 8:30 tomorrow night, rated A.
Now, let's have a look at the weather information. There'll be a new forecast through at around about 20 past 5, so that'll give us some indication of what it will be tomorrow. But the outlook for Monday, according to my little list here, a few showers and cool. However, the current forecast, cloudy periods with a few showers, mainly tomorrow, cool to mild days and a rather cold night expected tonight. Electric blankets on tonight, girls. Westerly to northwesterly winds tending southwesterly tomorrow and freshening. And in the city at the moment, it's 18 degrees, which is 1 degree below the expected maximum for today of 19 degrees. So there's the latest forecast from the Bureau. We'll be back to our music after we have a look at the latest news. 3AK, 1500. The time is 1 minute to 4.
I remember as a kid, Grandma sends me to the corner shop. Don't forget the vegetable oil. Which one, Grandma? There's so many, such a stranger names. But Mama, she buys a Crisco. Crisco, thought Grandma. Crisco. Now that sounds like an oil should sound. Buy the Crisco, Angelo. And you know she was right. It tastes as good as it sounds. Crisco polyunsaturated vegetable oil.
Updating your home? Then visit Melbourne Cork Supplies. They have the range and the value in cork tiles. Ceiling, floor, wall, and even treated cork tiles for your sauna. Remember, Cork's natural, warm, earthy shades blend beautifully with any decor. And Melbourne Cork Supplies are the people to advise you on the right tile and how to do it yourself. They have everything you need. Melbourne Cork Supply showroom display is at 54 Grange Road, Carnegie, south of Dandenong Road, just past the railway crossing. Or phone 211 8811, Monday to Friday.
At 4 o'clock, this is the latest 3AK news. Police have released the name of a Ballarat council employee killed when run over by a council truck yesterday morning. He was 64-year-old Clifford Lionel Blake of Sebastopol, a Ballarat suburb. Police say Mr. Blake was working on a site in Shepparton Street, Ballarat, at about 10:45 a.m. when the accident occurred. He was standing behind the truck, which reversed over him. And Victoria's weekend road toll now stands at 2 following the death of a 19-year-old youth in Dandenong this morning. Police say that he was killed when the car he was driving collided with another vehicle at the intersection of Hammond Street and Greens Road. The youth's name has not yet been released. 2 armed bandits have struck at an engineering factory in Thomastown. Police say the bandits escaped with about $2,000 from the factory in Settlement Road at about 25 minutes to 1 this afternoon. They say one of the men was armed with a sawn-off shotgun. The chairman of the Australian Law Reform Commission, Mr. Justice Kirby, has voiced his support for official scrutiny of doctors' records. He says it's sometimes justified by the increasing expenditure of public funds in health care. But Mr. Justice Kirby told the Australian General Practitioners Society annual conference in Sydney that such scrutiny should be carried out with sensitivity to the privacy of doctor-patient confidences. And Aborigines from around South Australia are gathering in Berry in the Riverland for the 6th States Aboriginal Country Music Festival. Local Aboriginal band, the Dreamtimers, began the day of music this morning, and the festival has been organised by local Aboriginal bodies and the Aboriginal Arts Board. The festival is a lead-up to the national titles, and today's winners will go to the Australian Aboriginal Country Music Festival to be held in Sydney at Blacktown. Now the weather information for Melbourne: cloudy periods with a few showers, mainly tomorrow. It will remain cool to mild. On the bays, westerly to northwesterly winds of 10 to 15 knots, freshening to 15 to 20 knots overnight, and then tending southwesterly at similar strength during tomorrow. Locally choppy seas rising to rather rough. In Melbourne it's 18 degrees and the time 2 minutes past 4.
You're spending Saturday with the beautiful music of 3AK.
I'll follow you. If you're in Minnesota, I'll be there too. You'll have a million chances to start anew, because my love is endless for you. Quarrel was what we had. We have to learn to live with the good and bad. Together we were happy, apart we're sad. This loneliness is driving me mad. Come back to me.
And of course that was Guy Mitchell with My Heart Cries For You. Before that we heard Jukebox Saturday Night from Glenn Miller, Tex Beneke and the Modernaires, and at the Jazz Band Ball from the Dutch Swing College Band. And you know what I've done? I've forgotten to give the winners of in the excitement today, the Slim Whitman album winners from last week, so I'll rectify that right at this very moment. Now, each of the following 10 people will receive a copy of the latest Slim Whitman album. They entered our competition of last week, the John Bright album giveaway number 4 on 3AK, so here are the lucky winners. Mr. B. Laybourne of Ruth Road at Mornington, Mrs. D. Walker from Springvale, Ms. J. O'Callaghan from Elstonwick, Mrs. Spooner from Mount Eliza, Mrs. Hazel Kelly from Moorabbin, Ms. Marion Hugworth from Ferntree Gully, Mr. Craig Fitzgerald of Lower Plenty, Mrs. Hill at the retirement village at Healesville, Mrs. Judith Hobbs of Belmont down the Cat Country at Geelong, a lot of listeners down at Geelong, and Mrs. Nicholson out there at Port Melbourne. Hello, Mrs. Nicholson. I hope things are well at Port. So the winners quickly again: Mr. Laybourne, Mrs. Walker, Ms. O'Callaghan, Mrs. Spooner, Mrs. Kelly, Ms. Hugworth, Mr. Fitzgerald, Mrs. Hill, Mrs. Hobbs, and Mrs. Nicholson. Congratulations to all. I've sent you out a letter telling you how to go about claiming your album by Slim Whitman, and I hope it brings you a lot of enjoyment. 12 minutes past 4, 3AK.
Whitehorse Motors take great pleasure in presenting for your enjoyment 30 seconds of uninterrupted commercial. 30 seconds to tell of the pleasure you're sure to experience when you test drive any of their many prestige cars. Jaguar or Daimler, Rover, Triumph, or the new 1981 Volvo. Sedans or wagons, all superb vehicles. And all backed by the expertise and service one would expect from Whitehorse Motors. For the pleasure of a test drive at your leisure, phone 878-6677 now. Whitehorse Motors, 878-6677.
3AK.
torn out of time and space. Our love affair, may it always be a flame to burn through eternity. So take my hand with a fervent prayer that we may live and we may share a love affair to remember. So take my hand with a fervent prayer that we may live and we may share a love affair to remember.
Fantastic things begin when I am in your arms. When we walk hand in hand, the world becomes a wonderland. It's magic. When there is no rain, it's magic. Why do I tell myself these things that happen are all really true? When in my heart I know is my
That was Doris Day, a nice song called It's Magic. Before that, we heard Victor Moan, An Affair to Remember, and Josephine was played for us by Lawrence Welk and his orchestra. It's 22 minutes past 4, 3AK, city temperature is 18 degrees. Incidentally, one of the ladies that won the album, Mrs. Spooner from Mount Eliza, her mother is celebrating her 90th birthday today, and her name is Mrs. May Whiter, and she lives at down at Geelong, Mum, and at the moment she's spending a few days with her daughter at Mount Eliza. And I'm just hoping that she's listening into the program this afternoon, so we'd like to wish you all the very best for your 90th birthday, May, and a happy birthday from all the family and, of course, all your friends. Great listener to our program, as is indeed Patricia Spooner, who won the album. Thanks, Patricia. You small writing. I'm holding the paper out about. I've got to hold these days. Hold the paper right out there. It's terrible. And we hope your mum has a lovely day to celebrate her 90th birthday. Bless her heart, and thank you very much for your nice letter.
If you're a man over 40 and wear glasses, check the mirror. Are they too severe? Too conservative? Plain boring? Well, have you seen some of the new muted autumn colours? Now, they'll put a twinkle in your eye. Coles and Garrett have a smart new autumn range in for men, and if you make a move their way, well, I'll see you around. If not, bye.
Coles and Garrard, spectacle makers. We'll update your face.
Of my heart, I love that melody. Heart of my heart brings back a memory. When we were kids on the corner of the street, we were rough and ready guys, but oh, how we could harmonize. Heart of my heart, meant friends were dearer then. if once more I could listen to that gang that sang Heart of My Heart. Come on now, let's everybody sing. Heart of my heart, I love that melody. Heart of my heart brings back a memory. When we were kids on the corner of the street, we were rough and ready guys, but oh how we could harmonize. Heart of my heart meant friends were dearer then. Too bad we had to part. I know a tear would glisten if once more I could listen to that gang that sang Heart of My Heart. Of my heart. To that gang that sang Heart of My Heart. Of my heart.
If they made me a king, I'd be but a slave to you. If I had everything, I'd still be a slave to you. If I ruled the night, stars and moon so bright, still I turn for light to you. If the world to me bowed, yet humbly I'd plead to you. If my friends were a crowd, I'd turn in my need to you. If I ruled the earth, what would life be worth if I hadn't the right to you? If I ruled the night, stars and moon so bright, still I turn for light to you. If the world to me bowed, yet humbly I'd plead to you. If my friends were a crowd, I'd turn in my need to you. If I ruled the earth, what would life be worth if I hadn't the right to
Perry Como at his very best there, and a lovely song called If. Before that we heard the Four Aces and the gang that sang Heart of My Heart, and Matty Matlock and the All-Stars along at a bright little song called Ida Sweeter's Apple Cider. Good afternoon, John Bright with you on 3AK. The time is 28 minutes to 5, and we'll be back with more music in 30 seconds. Make that 45 seconds.
Rightio, once again, Walton's Insurance brings you
The What If Insurance Game.
Okay, sir, what if you wanted to buy a car on the weekend? Could you get insurance cover for it right there and then?
I don't think so. I'd just cross my fingers till I got to my insurance company on Monday.
Well, you can phone Walton's Insurance for a cover note any time, including weekends. Walton's have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week open line.
You mean Waltons are always there when you need them?
You said it.
What if insurance is a what if game that you need help to win? And the best help you can get comes from Waltons.
Talk to Walton's Insurance today at any one of 43 Walton's stores or phone 632288 anytime.
3AK.
Take the lady to a place that's shady and you're gonna have a wonderful time. Whenever summer heat is hot, you just gotta find a spot. It really is the most surprising when the temperature's rising that you never seem to mind it at all. Tumbling along like a tumbleweed. Having your baby is all that you'll ever really need. For swinging if she feels like clinging, then you know you got the fruit of the vine. The season between the spring and fall is when you can have a ball. And if she comes close, you tell her that you're gonna be her fella, and you don't need a reason or a rhyme. In the good old rock and roll summertime. Take the lady to a place that's shady and you gotta have a wonderful time. Whenever the summer heat is hot, you just gotta find a spot. It really is the most surprising when the temperature's rising that you never seem to mind it at all. Tumble along like a tumbleweed. Having your baby is all that you'll ever really need. For swinging if she feels like clinging, then you know you got the fruit of the vine. The season
between the spring and fall is when you can have a ball. And if she comes close, you tell her that you're gonna be her fella, and you don't need a reason or a rhyme. In the good old rock and roll summertime. Good old rock and roll summertime. Build your love, build your love. Build your love, build your love. Build your love on a strong foundation, and happiness will follow you. Build your love on a strong foundation, and you will have a love that's true. Build your love. The formula for love's success. Build your love. A gentle word of tenderness. Build your love. A little bit of thoughtfulness. Build your love. And then your love will stand the test. Build your love on a strong foundation, and happiness will follow you. Build your love on a strong foundation, and you will have a love that's true. Build your love. Keep your love forever new. Build your love. Keep your promises ever true. Build your love. Let this be your daily guide. Build your love. You'll always have her by your side. Build your love on a strong foundation, and happiness will follow you. Build your love on a strong foundation, and you will have a love that's true. Build your love. Give her a flower when she's blue, and try some understanding too. Don't ever let a day go by that you don't try to satisfy. Build your love on a strong foundation, and happiness will follow you. Build your love on a strong foundation, and you will have a love that's true. Build your love on a strong foundation, and happiness will follow you. Build your love on a strong foundation, and you will have a love that's true. Build your love, build your love. Build your love, build your love. Build your love, build your love. Build your love, build your love.
That was Johnny Ray with Build Your Love on a Strong Foundation. Before that, we heard Nothing Like a Strong Foundation Girls. The Kirby Stone 4 in the good old summertime, and Sail Along Silvery Moon from Billy Vaughan and the orchestra. I just had a call from my old mate Billy Pinnell too. How are you, John? He used to join me in my request program, and thank you, Bill, for your good wishes, and I hope you enjoy your meal tonight. Bill's eating early. I said, what are you doing? He said, carving the joint. So we hope it's a very pleasant night for you, Bill. Catch up with you next week. Here's Bill's working at the FM station, of course, Eon, doing a good job, and he calls himself the rock and roll John Bright. So we had a lot of fun together on the air, Billy and I, and he's a good mate of mine. So good luck to you, Bill, and your mum and dad. Speaking about good mates too, I must say hello to the Rose out at Seddon, Margie and Doug. Nice to hear from you, Marg. All the best. My association goes back many years to the Rose, and my very best friend, unfortunately, we lost him not so long ago, and I only wish that he would have been here with us, or with me today, Doug and Marg, to share that cold one as I finish. However, these things are not to be, and thank you very much indeed to you and Marg and family for your support too. It's 19 minutes to 5. 3AK.
One tiny spark becomes a night of blazing suspense. The Towering Inferno. Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, William Holden and Faye Dunaway had an all-star cast. A race against time.
It's out of control. It's coming your way.
More spectacle and more stars than you've ever seen in one motion picture. The Towering Inferno, AO, brought to you for the first time on TV by Ford. Sunday night at 8:30 on 10, The Movie People.
Hey, Pete, why don't you use your feet? Hello, Mike, I like your Sunday fight. Second Terry Sal, why don't you pick up a pal? There's at least a dozen ways to save our petrol. Let's all get together. This one's for Australia. If we use a little less, we'll look after ourselves. There's at least a dozen ways to save our petrol.
Just yearn for you only. Here in my arms, I long to hold you. Hold you so near, ever close to my heart. So darling, say that you can't take this heart I give gladly. Sure you know I need your love so badly. Here is my heart, my life and my whole, dear. Please be mine and stay here in my heart. Say that you care.
helpless as a kitten up a tree. And I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud I can't understand. I get misty just holding your hand. Moment you're near, you can say that you're leading me on, but it's just what I want you to do. Don't you notice how hopelessly I'm lost? That's what I'm fooling you. On my own. Would I wander through this wonderland alone, never knowing my right foot from my left, my hat from my glove? I'm too misty and too much in love. I'm just too misty and too much in
Alone from night to night, you'll find me too weak to break the chains that bind me. I need no shackles to remind me I'm just a prisoner of love. For one command I stand and wait now, from one who's master of my fate now. I can't escape, for it's too late now. I'm just a prisoner of love. What's the good of my caring if someone is sharing those arms with me? Although she has another, I can't have another, for I'm not free. She's in my dreams, awake or sleeping. Upon my knees to her I'm creeping. My very life is in her keeping. I'm just a prisoner of love. What's the good of my caring if someone is sharing those arms with me? Although she has another, I can't have another, for I'm not free. She's in my dreams, awake or sleeping. Upon my knees to her I'm creeping. My very life is in her keeping. I'm just a prisoner of love.
I had the craziest dream last night. Yes, I did. I never dreamt it could be. Yet there you were, in love with me. I found your lips close to mine, so I kissed you, and you didn't mind it at all. When I'm